So guys, gonna have a little conversation in regards to steroids. People often ask, is steroids cheating in any sport, or is it worth taking? For me, I don't class it as cheating because everybody takes it, from bodybuilders to people who even play chess, swimmers, UFC fighters, etc. All high-end athletes take it, and because it's a muscle enhancement, people want to be the best they can be. Right now we'll have a huge games called Enhanced Games going on. Hopefully we can see some records being broken there and see what the human body can do. Obviously to all steroids taken and any type of, drug use, there's all pros and there's cons to it. And, you would be stupid to say there's not when there is. Even myself, for example, let's go down the road of 𝕊𝕋𝔼ℝ𝕆𝕀𝔻. You guys know Nathan has 𝕊𝕋𝔼ℝ𝕆𝕀𝔻. He loves 𝕊𝕋𝔼ℝ𝕆𝕀𝔻, takes it all year round. I've got t-shirts doing it. And that's just because I personally like it. The pros to it, increases muscle mass quickly, enhances nitrogen reception and protein. Also, boost strength, performance. So these are just a couple of the pros, what 𝕊𝕋𝔼ℝ𝕆𝕀𝔻 can do for you, And for me, I just find I want to be strong, right? So the main pro for me is producing strength, and that's what I want to do, and that's how to be strong. Obviously, the cons, I've had to write down a list of the cons to it because I would say there's more cons to it than pros, but I think the pros do outweigh the cons, okay? For example, severe hormone imbalances, mood swings. I personally have never ever felt that, never gone that way. Probably I'm a ratty person in general. People say the lads are angry on it, but I just think, a man can be angry in general, okay? Acne, hair loss, oily skin. Again, you see guys, being on 𝕊𝕋𝔼ℝ𝕆𝕀𝔻 probably since I was 20 years old. I'm now 39. Got on my hair, long lost. The barber may have messed up the side with the haircut, but it's all still there. Or maybe it's just the Filipino inside me, I don't know. But again, a con that I have not seen or experienced myself, but it is written down there wherever you look. So if you're someone who's suffering with hair loss, then be very, very careful with this. Heart and liver strain, I think we wouldn't know of that until we look deeper into it. We get checks, blood work done, etc. You guys have seen me promote a lot of the time. We always say it's okay to look good on the outside, but look good on the inside as well. I get my blood done all the time. My heart, my blood is always good. Night sweats, anxiety. I can kind of say yeah and no, but at the same time, I barely ever sleep anyway. I think I've told that story why I don't sleep much. So I haven't slept a lot in general since I was like 14 years old. For 4 hours a night is enough for me. And I'd say long-term organ damage is possibly what you would hear as well in regards to 𝕊𝕋𝔼ℝ𝕆𝕀𝔻. But not all these cons, not all these pros will affect everyone in the same way. Everyone is different. We do have a different genetic gene pool. We are all individual, so we will experience different things. So, take this with a grain of salt. If, you think it's not for you, then don't go down that route. You guys have asked me what I think about 𝕊𝕋𝔼ℝ𝕆𝕀𝔻, and here's what I'm telling you, I like it. I always have liked it. I like to be strong. I like to lift weights. So for me, the pros massively outweigh the cons. Oily skin, again, never had it. Acne, I've had all my life anyway, so it's a few spots, get over it, But in regards to steroids, again, guys, is it worth taking it? Does everyone take it? I'd say yeah. Right now probably it's the biggest drug out there, because you can look around, you can see people like me take it, okay? People like me take it, oh, he's on steroids, he's a juicehead, he's this, he's that. because we look different, okay? It's a way you could go to any local cheap gym, and I guarantee you that 90% of the guys on there are on some type of muscle enhancements, but they just don't look like me. Probably don't train as hard as me, don't eat as much as me. They think that, you know, taking an injection or whatever, they will gain massive, you know, muscles and massive growth, when that's just not the case. You know, steroids helps build muscle, but it doesn't build muscle. It helps. It's a pro to it, but you've got to put in the work. You've got to take dedication to the time, the commitments. So yeah, man, like, in regards to it, like I said, everyone takes it. It is what it is. And it can be massively beneficial when you get older. You know, it can help, you know, bring your youth back. If you're a guy, you know, if you're doing TRT, give you that little oosh, kick up the backside, whether that's recovery in the gym, whether that's you and your missus in the bedroom, you know, it all works. And right now, you know, there's loads and loads of research going into it, because it can be a massive benefit